Hello everyone, this is Moses from Zaatar Gardens. I'm going to be talking about my Guamuchil or Guamuchi tree today. I did a quick prune job on it, and I've been noticing that I'm not seeing much green, and I did scratch tests all the way to the bottom, to the base, and it's not that green. I'm trying to remember if that was how it was last year. This is about 4 years old, this tree. 2 years in the ground, I believe. 2 years in a pot. And I'm trying to remember if it wasn't as green last year, and I think it wasn't. But it doesn't push out growth till like July or August. At least that's what I did last year. Unfortunately, if it doesn't make it, I'm not going to replant it again. Like, I'm not going to buy another Guamuchil and plant it. It's very delicious fruit, though. It tastes like nougat mixed with raisin, and you warm it up. It's very delicious. It looks like pink popcorn. The old pink popcorn, I think it went out of business. That's why I really bought it a long time ago, because I love that look. You know, I've never had any sucker growth from it, but people say that it does grow from rhizomes. So when the root grows out, it sends out a new shoot. Typically the mother tree years later will die off, and you have your rhizomes to replace it. So maybe it just didn't have time to grow roots out and send out a new tree or a new bush, and the mother plant said, okay, well, I gotta go, it's too late. So would I plant another one? This is 4 years. Like, when you buy, after waiting that long, you buy another tree, it feels like you wasted 4 years of your life. I know. I'm gonna cut that with the scissors. Yeah, either or. So, a little update on the Guamuchil or Guamuchi. All this is dead. No, there's big thorns. Look at the thorns. Look. Don't touch this tree. But that is alive, and I'll show you right now. You can touch the bottom, yeah, but don't touch the top. There's thorns. Look, Jesus Christ. Okay, let me show you up close. Zoom in. You see it's green? Where I did my little scratch test. So this is alive. What do I do? God, I hate to kill a tree if it's not dead. What do you think, Sean? Should I take the tree out? Guamuchil. It tastes like raisins and nougat. He doesn't like raisins. It's a very pretty flower. Very pretty leaves. It's almost blue. It'll take for days to grow again. Yeah, you might be right. So another little update now. This is the third one in the same video. I've never really done that before, but instead of making new videos, just keep it all in one. So I took out the Guamuchil or Guamuchi. It is still green, native soil and potting soil. It's still green, a little crooked because of the pot's crooked. It's nice and straight though. That's really important. I hate crooked trees. Anyways, it's still green. All this is still green. We'll see if it makes it. It came out really easily. The roots, they weren't bad. They did grow out a bit, but not much. So this is a really drought tolerant tree. So I think too much water probably did it in with the root development. So I'm gonna be not watering it so much in this pot. So I'm gonna show you right now my ultimate test, at least for me. Something I've always wanted to grow, and I've always said, no, I don't want to waste my time. But I think the soil is rich enough, especially after I dug this out and how rich the soil was. I'll probably try to show a picture in the video right now of how much carbon from, you know, years of putting layers of wood chips, how much carbon buildup there is underground and how deep it went. So I feel safe now to try my hand at mangoes. This is a, I believe they pronounce it Manila mango. I know of someone that grows this here in the valley. The first 2-3 years, you kind of have to baby it. After that, he doesn't do anything. And I have a Glen as well. Look at the price tag. I have a Glen as well, and from my research, here's the graft. They grafted it way up high, but I guess you have to. So you can still have the most likely Manila rootstock. They most likely have to graft it that high to keep these leaves producing more food for the tree while this is grafting onto itself. So I purchased these about 3 days ago. I added some of my own soil. I'll show in the video, link in the video over here somewhere, on how I do my transplant shock therapy for trees or any plant that I bring into my garden. And I did that about 3 days ago, and I let them sit out and just, kind of get used to where they're at. And the only concern I had is they were in 3.58, basically 3.5 gallon pots. The root ball was the size of, less than the size of a volleyball. Like, they were small. They were just about as big as my hand. That's all they were, the root ball. Like, 75% of the pot was just sandy soil, potting soil, sandy. There was not much roots, so I'm a little concerned with that. But the reason why I love this area and why I chose this area for those mangoes is because in the summer, any time of the year, but let's say in the summer when it really matters, when the sun sets, it's behind the queen palm and those big trees. So it's going to provide shade for those mangoes. All this area gets shade right here. The cherimoya, lime, moringas, pears, the lemons, mandarin, all this area gets shade. So that's going to be perfect when it becomes 3 o'clock, 3 in the afternoon, sometimes till 5. These fronds right over here will start shading out this area. So I'm really excited about this. This is my ultimate test. It's not just basically going to be planted here. I'm going to do everything I can to get these through their third year of life. After that, I think they'll be pretty strong. So like I said, they did really well. Manila, if I'm saying that correctly, did really well already here. I know of. Glen, I've heard people in Orlando and in Phoenix. And we get hot here in Central California, Zone 9B. You need the heat, so I love that with mangoes. This, when it's a mature tree, has gone down to 27 degrees with them and just burnt the leaf tips. All, the big tree, there's basically just burned the tips of the leaves. The inside of the tree was still healthy and green. So if it could go down to 27 a Glen, fine with me. So even if, it's unfortunate, but even if this graft dies, like it doesn't make it, and I'm assuming this is the same rootstock. Hi, Lulu. I'm assuming this is the same rootstock as this seedling, because this is not grafted. This is from seed. I'm assuming. Actually, it is. I saw it in the pot. I don't mind having 2 mangoes. I don't care if they look like this one, But I've been told from that individual that this variety, Glen, is amazing. Really amazing. Like like mango ice cream, basically, is what they told me. Really floral tasting. We'll find out. We're gonna see. And he did tell me, do not worry about. I also have another buddy of mine. He has a YouTube channel. And he grows mangoes as well. What he told me is do not fertilize. Don't fertilize at all. He didn't really say it like that, but, the more you fertilize them, the more problems that may happen, or they'll just grow like crazy, basically is what he said. They're just going to grow, probably get lanky. So, and what I've read online is you don't fertilize them that much either. So I'm not going to really fertilize these trees. I fertilized it once with fish emulsion and seaweed, 2 gallons of water. I put them, and I just drenched it. That's it, because we're kind of having off and on rain lately. That's all the water they're going to get probably till Memorial Day. I'm not going to water them again because I do not want root rot. This soil is moist, and I don't think they're going to need that much water. The other reason why, if some of you asking why I planted 2 in the same hole, I've done many things like that, and I've got criticized for it in the past, like my blueberries, which are flourishing, 2 in the same hole. I've had other trees I put in 2 or 3 in the same hole, in the front as well. This is so their canopy can grow together and create a lot of shade instead of it just by itself. And I don't mind. I don't mind. And if 1 year, you know, like this one died out and this one's still alive, now I have only one. I don't really care. I could always cut this off and graft it onto this to have 2 different varieties on one tree. But I want 2 together to keep them the hugging sisters. I'll call them the hugging sisters. This is my ultimate test, everyone. We're gonna see. Beautiful leaves, isn't it? Look at that. Starting to turn green. You can see it up here. I'm gonna turn like this in about a week or 2. So I have cherimoya, I have white sapote, I grow pineapple inside, I grow a huge coffee tree inside. I have avocados. The person that gave me some more advice on mangoes, he said of these varieties, he says you can't really do any variety. He says some varieties won't even take under 30 at all. They'll die at 30, 31. They're completely dead on the way down to 31 even. So like 33 they're starting to really hurt as a mature tree, not even seedling. But he said if you can grow, I listed it. I said I have white sapotes, Vernon and Subel, I have a cherimoya, I have avocados. And he said, okay, do you have a queen palm as well? And I said, no, but my neighbor does, and it's huge. And he says, you should be fine. If you can grow queen palms without them dying at, like, you know, as a seedling at a very young age, you're a very good chance with the mango as long as you help it during the winter. They said whenever you see it gonna dip below 35, start going out there and start protecting it. And after its 5th year, he says you can just leave it alone. All right, everybody, let's see how this goes. And the Guamuchil, we'll see how it does. Happy gardening, everyone. There we go, chasing the birds. Lulu, you know they're trying to get nesting material. You know that? Lulu, come on. Let's go. Come on, Lulu. Come on. Bye, everybody.